Hey, this is Emma from Misty Mountain, USA, Barbara O'Neill's daughter, and I have a home remedy here for you today that my mother used to use on us when we were kids. So I have my eldest son here, and he's going to be the guinea pig for us. So we're going to do hydrotherapy for someone that has a bad cough or pneumonia, bronchitis, croup, just terrible cough. So sometimes people can be really scared of hot fermentations, and we'll do a TikTok on one of them one day, but I'm going to do something today that's really simple just with a hot water bottle. So with a dry hot water bottle heat, we're going to use a wet washcloth or a wet hand towel. If you are doing this on a baby or an infant or a toddler or a child, you would use a washcloth with one hot water bottle. With a grown man or a grown lady, you would use a hand towel, which is I've wet it, wrung it out, and I'm going to lay it here on his back here on the upper chest. Now the hot water bottles, I have two of them. You want to make it nice and hot, but not too hot. So I did probably 3/4 hot water from my tap and then 1/4 water from the boiling kettle. And what I did is you want to make sure the hot water bottle isn't too bubbly full. It's kind of nice and flat. I have filled it up with water and then I've pushed all the air out, then put the lid in so that there's no air in here. And to check for temperature as to whether it's too hot or not, you get the hot water bottle and put it right up against your neck. The skin on your neck is very soft and tender skin, and you can very readily, very quickly see if this is not too hot. And this is hot. I mean, it's nice and hot, but it's not burning me. And so I'm going to take this hot water bottle. And if you were using a small child or a toddler, you would use a wet washcloth with the hot water bottle that way or this way. But we're going to do this way with my son because we're going to use two hot water bottles for his back. Then I'm going to put a towel on top. Then I'm going to put a wool blanket on top. And then I'm going to put another wool blanket on top. And you can start the timer, Seth. We have a 3-minute timer going on. So with hot and colds, you will use this for the hot, and then for the cold, we're going to use a bucket that is half full of snow, and little brother went and gladly got that out of the paddock. And so we got half full of snow, half water, and then I've got a hand towel in here waiting to do the nice cold in a couple of minutes. The important thing with doing hot and colds is that the hot is hot and the cold is cold. And with this hydrotherapy treatment, we do 3 minutes hot, 1 minute cold, repeat, 3 minutes hot, 1 minute cold, repeat, 3 minutes hot, 1 minute cold. So the important thing to remember is three. You're going to do 3 minutes hot, 1 minute cold, and you do that 3 times on repeat. And when you have a very severe cough, cold, bronchitis, pneumonia, when you have that very, very tight cough, this works absolute wonders. It brings fresh blood, and the cold makes the blood go away. So basically, you're almost flushing your lungs with fresh, clean blood, and then going away with the waste products. And what it does is it brings the inflammation down in your cough, and it also helps the body to come in and get rid of some of that mucus. I've found when someone has a cough like this, and we do the hot and colds, when you're done, they're able to much more easily cough up the phlegm that is in their lungs. I have used this on all of my children. It's absolutely fantastic. And the wonderful thing about this is it's very gentle. And there's another form of hydrotherapy that you can do on the chest that is done with hot steam towels or called fermentations. And that can sometimes be a little scary with using it on infants or babies because it's just too hot. With steam, it's just too dangerous with little ones. So this is safe for little ones and babies. How's the heat going, Seth?
Good.
Is it too hot?
No.
Is it burning?
No.
So it feels good?
Yeah.
If I was doing this, I mean, I've double checked the hot water bottle by putting up against my neck for at least 20 seconds to make sure that it's the right amount of hot. And what you can do is get your hand and put it between the wet hand towel and the hot water bottle. I've got my hand up in there, and it's nice and wet and steamy, and it's a nice hot. So we've got that going here. What's the timer going there, mate?
20 seconds.
20 seconds left. Oh, 20 seconds. He's going to love the cold. Shall we see if we can make him squeal? So we're going to do the hot, then we're going to do the cold. And then some people say, well, how many times would you do this in a day? Or when do you need to do this? If you've got a really, really bad cough, really bad, I'd do it every 2 hours. If you're not too bad, do it 3 times a day. So there goes the timer. So we're going to take this off here and take this off here. Take the hot water bottles off. And this is, now if you come over here real quick and have a look, you can see we have nice skin, and then we have nice hot pink skin. And that is from the hot water bottles heating them up. So if you look over here at we're going to barely wring it out. Look at that. I can still get quite a lot more water out of that, but we're going to then put it on there. Oh, I just heard Seth take a deep breath. Is that nice and cold, Seth?
Yep.
So we're going to make sure we push it down nice and firm and turn the towel over. Then we're going to quickly get some more cold on there. This water is so cold it's making my fingers ache. Oofta. So we're going to, you can see the snow on there. I'll turn it over. Turn it over. So there we go. What time are we up to?
20 seconds.
20 seconds left. So there we go. So what this cold does is it takes the heat right out of, we brought all the blood to his lungs, and this cold is making all the blood go away. We're flushing the tissues, and that's going to bring in the fresh blood is going to bring in oxygen, it's going to bring nutrients, and it's going to carry the waste products out. Oh, there goes the timer. Should we give him one more batch of cold? You can turn that timer off. So then what we do is this wet towel can be reused again. We lay that down there. Now I'm just doing a quick test. If it's not quite hot enough, you can at this moment add some more hot water. These still feel pretty hot. So there we go. We're going to put these back on again. So we have the wet hand towel, the 2 hot water bottles. On an adult, on a child, you'd use 1. Then we put the wool blanket and another wool blanket on top. The wool blanket just helps to act as insulation to keep the heat in. So there you go. It's as simple as that. A couple of towels, a hot water bottle, a bucket of snow. If you don't have access to snow like I do in Wisconsin right now, I would simply have 3 or 4 trays of ice in it, or, about 2 quarts worth of ice in that bucket of water. And you just want the water as cold as you can get it. And so it's as simple as that. A couple of wool blankets, the hot water bottles, the wet washcloth, wet hand towels, the towels. And as simple as that, you can bring relief to someone who has a nasty cough. Well, thank you very much for watching, and hooroo.